Hey there, Rough Riders. Welcome back to another episode of TV News. I'm Chino with all the top stories this week. First things first, Club Rush was a huge success. More on that from Logan.
We had one of our biggest turnouts yet at last week's Club Rush. Spirits were high, and it seemed that there was an individual club for just about everyone. The ecology, public service, and health clubs are all important and deal with real-world issues, but if you just want to sit back and relax, then the chess club might be the right place for you. No one went hungry either, as pizza was served to everyone. And for the taco, boba, and Kona ice trucks on the scene, business was booming.
Spring break is just around the corner and the weather has been at its most smoothie in a while. Here with the forecast is Mars.
Today's weather, you can expect a partly cloudy day with your temperatures at a low of 33 and a high of 62 degrees. To start off this 3-day weekend, Saturday is expected to be a low of 32 and a high of 67. Sunday is going to be partly cloudy with a low of 40 and a high of 69. For buyback Monday, as you're doing whatever you want because teachers have to work, it's going to be expected a sunny day, a low of 39 and a high of 72. For Tuesday, it's going to be partly cloudy with a low of 43 and a high of 74. On Wednesday, the temperature on our forecast is going to be a cloudy day at a low of 48 and a high of 77. And that's our 7-day forecast brought to you by TV News.
Thank you, Mars. Now, welcome to the first episode of Geek Speak. Geek Speak is a segment where we talk about all things geeky, like comics, toys, games, and more. Once again, Logan gives us a review of all new products you might like.
Hello, TV News! I'm Logan Payne, and welcome to Geek Speak. This week, we're handling toys. That's right, children's toys. Why? Because I can. As you may know, I am a big Batman fan. I can't describe to you how excited I am for the new movie. I love Robert Pattinson. I always have. I think he's super talented. I think he can do it really well. And so in preparation for the movie, I figured I would review all of my, well, not all, I have a couple, the main Batman toys that I own. So I brought 3 out here today. I thought we could go by least favorite to favorite. I don't know where this came from, but I've had it for a few years now, and it's been sitting on my shelf for a while. This is gold-chested Batman. I think he's a good shelf topper, but playing with him logistically probably isn't very probable. I've never liked those action figures with the very minimal, posability, it's just a boom, boom, and the legs. This one luckily has a few more, it has the elbow joints, and the knee joints, and things like that, and I can move his head, but besides that, he's a bit too big. If it were 3-inch, 4-inch, I think that'd be a lot better, because then I could really play with my other toys, but because he's so bulky, I can't really do much with him. But he just looks cool. I think the gold really sticks out, and it's a nice thing to look at when you're trying to sleep, because that's what he is for me. Next up, might be my favorite. It's not my favorite, because there's number 1, but coming in close at number 2. I've also had this as a kid forever, as long as I can remember. Don't know where it came from, don't really know what it is, but I love it a lot. This guy, this bad boy right here. He's orange, which is not what I want in Batman, but it's pretty tight. He has these weird, bulky, see that little gray piece right there? And I'm missing one on his other arm. Here's the thing, right? His plate, as you can see, is metallic, and it's not like the rest of the toy. And it just sticks out. And he's small enough that I can play with my other toys with him and, actually do things. What is going on with my glasses? I enjoy it because it's not anything of what Batman represents in my mind, but it's just cool. I can't really play with these two because the size difference. Every time I play with toys, I feel like the guy from Mrs. Doubtfire, the really old dinosaur dude.
Most of the dinosaurs were herbivorous. But this Tyrannosaurus Rex is a carnivore.
I was right. It was Brave and the Bold. This is a Brave and the Bold line toy. Badger. Finally. Big Mama Gemma. This is a Christian Bale large Batman figure from Nolan's movies. Now, one would argue, well, Logan, you just said you don't like when they don't have much posability. And you're right, I don't. This guy doesn't even have the elbow or the knee posables. What the heck? But here's the thing. He's big. I don't know why I like this figure so much. It has nothing that I would look for. But he's Batman. And he's big Batman. And I like big things, and I like Batman. So, that's me signing off. Bye-bye.
I love you, Robert Pattinson.
Oh. Wow. I think it gave me a headache.
When we come back after this short break, more about CTE, the program that put on the Breakfast with Blue event, and also a delicious homemade dish from the Payne family kitchen. That sounds great. We'll be right back. In sports, the playoff run has ended for our boys and girls varsity basketball team. But they had a good run. For the third year in a row, our Lady Riders took the NYL Championship title three-peat. Shout out to the coaches and players. They followed their title-winning match by entering the second division playoffs against Sanger, beating them 51-35 and defeating Arroyo Grande 47-31. In wrestling news, congratulations to Maria Arellano as she earned back-to-back CIF Valley Championships in female wrestling. She pinned the #1 wrestler in the state to do so. She is the most decorated female wrestler in school history. Riders, charge on. Maria Arellano is now in the consolation bracket for the state championships in the Bakersfield for wrestling. And finally, spring sports are in full swing. So go out and support your Rough Riders in baseball, softball, lacrosse, boys golf, tennis, track and field, boys volleyball, swimming, diving, and badminton. CTE is a district-wide program that teaches students skills for all different careers, and Edison High held an event to promote the program. More about this from Joaquin.
Roosevelt and Edison may have more in common than you might think. Both schools give their students the opportunity to prepare for future careers through CTE pathway classes. Here to tell us about the program is CTE coordinator Troy Odell.
Our overall CTE program is career technical education, and so those are providing opportunities for students, actually specific careers. So for example, we have biomed. It gives students an overview of what it would be like to be in the medical field. It's not like back in the day where it used to be like it's just wood shop and you're learning to build something. It's actually applying those skills to what a career would be like.
There are many different CTE pathways at the school, ranging from medical science to technological and educational careers.
Like I said, we have biomed, we have engineering, we have technical theater, we have computer science, teacher academy, multimedia, athletic training, sports medicine, green energy academy. So we have a few.
Earlier this month, Edison hosted a rally to give incoming freshmen a first look at their future school and to show them everything that the CTE program has to offer.
So today what we're doing is we have our move up, we call move up day. That's where we would normally bring in our 8th grade students to come here and rank their electives for the next year. What we've decided to do this year is we're bringing them all here together and we're having a rally. So they get an idea of kind of what it's like to be together. We're putting them in mixed groups. It doesn't matter who you are because you're all going to be Tigers next year.
The event included multiple team building games, such as musical chairs and tug of war.
So we're having a rally. Our students, our leadership is running it. And then when they're finished with those activities, they have an opportunity to come over and view our elective courses, particularly our CTE courses. So they get, our students are at the tables, they're going to give them information, they get to try out some things, see some events. So that's the big event today, is just bringing our regional middle schools together.
We spoke to students in 4 of the school's pathway classes to share their experiences and tell the class of 2026 what they could expect to see next year. Here's what they had to say.
The first year, which is freshman year, you kind of learn about like blood anthems, the pathons, and like how the system works, I guess, more like nerves. And this year I'm a sophomore here, and right now we're learning about the anatomy, so like how the brains connect to like the neurons, the muscles, the different systems we have. And I know once you go to junior and senior year, you kind of get more physical. So like if you're in the sport medicine, you get down to the football games and you're actually there helping with like all the athletes.
Currently right now we're working on a VR game in my group. As a senior, you get to make your own game or develop a program that you really like. I know some of my colleagues are also doing a VR game, and some are just making a fun game that you can work on, and one group is actually making an app that you can use to see what goes on in Edison like all day and all the time.
So in technical theater, we really just sketch out, lay out, build the background behind the theater kids, like where they act out the stage, which is more like woodworking and connecting, more building up teamwork. And you learn how to use these big tools right here. You know, it's safe, completely safe. There's no saw right here, so we're all good. And what else do we do, Ben?
Yeah, so we just build the set. This year we're building the set for the show Clue, which should be really fun. And that will be in April. And so we've got a couple months until then.
In this class, we're known as Green Academy. We do all kinds of different things. We mostly use things to conduct electricity. We do a lot of different things, which I can't really it's hard to explain.
We mainly focus on energy, solar energy exactly. And we've been recommending jobs to at least 18-year-olds to do our own solar panels up there. But this time you even get paid, but you must be 18 years old in order to fully work to do solar energy panels. But other than that, I say we mostly just focus on energy. And
we also go into depths about things going on in the world with climate change. We talk about things outside of school rather than things that go on in school with textbooks and all things this and that.
Classes similar to these are also available at our school, and you may even be a student in one of them. And if you aren't, the classes are a great opportunity to get experience for a future career.
For those foodies out there, here's a wonderful recipe from Mrs. Payne, Logan's mom, for a sweet potato hash.
Okay, explain to us what we're gonna be making here.
We're going to be making sweet potato and sausage hash. So as far as the recipe, over here we have, so it's going to be some sweet red peppers. I've got 2 sweet potatoes, half a sweet onion, and I'm going to be using a shallot. And then I have some baby red potatoes. I'm also going to be adding some chicken apple sausage. This is a healthier type of meat or sausage that is going to be incorporated into the recipe. As far as my seasonings, I'll be using ground cinnamon, ground cumin, black pepper, and coarse sea salt. The first steps as far as for preparation is I'm going to be peeling the potatoes and chopping them into small bite pieces. And then I'll also be chopping my vegetables, my onion, and my shallot. So that's the next step that I'm going to do, and we'll go from there. We're just going to slice the sausages up. They're already pre-cooked. Once the veggies have really cooked and all the juices, we're going to add these different ingredients over to the pot, by the pot. Our red onions, our shallots, and our yellow and red bell peppers. Either avocado oil or coconut oil. These are healthier, they're more heart healthy. Olive oil is good too, virgin olive oil. Tonight we're gonna use coconut oil. So we're gonna let our healthy fat just melt down here. We're gonna coat the pan, the skillet really even. And we like it to get to a warm temperature. The first thing that we're gonna add is our sweet potatoes and our red potatoes. They're diced. So we're gonna let them really get almost crispy in the pan. We're gonna do half a teaspoon black pepper, 1 teaspoon sea salt. Do half a teaspoon of ground cumin. Now we're going to do a 1/4 teaspoon ground cinnamon, fresh ground cinnamon. Alright, now that we've let our potatoes cook for a good about 7 minutes now, covered. So now we're going to add our sweet onions to the pan. And this is our shallot. We added our onions, we're just stirring them through. Now we're going to add our peppers. This is our red pepper and our sweet bell peppers. Nice and chopped. The ingredients have blended together. Now we're going to add the sweet Italian chicken apple sausage. Now we're going to let it cook uncovered for 5 to 7 minutes. What we want is for the chicken apple sausage, it's already pre-cooked, so we just want it to get nice and warm. Here we go. It's ready to eat. We've got our sweet potato hash, and we're gonna top it with this fresh sliced avocado.
Just say something.
All right, here we go. Time to test it. Delicious. Bon appetit!
That's it for our show today. We'll leave you with some highlights from the recent talent show held inside the dance studio in East Hall. Have a great weekend, riders. We'll see you next month.
And I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress.